Here's what I'd like to see in this country. I'd like to see a politician talk to Big Pharma the way this guy does. He's a member of Parliament, the European Parliament, right? And here, watch what he says.
Answer from Emma, which is showing for every vaccine the kind of tests that were done. So in the case of Moderna, for example, you provided data showing that you tested these vaccines since 2017, 2018, 2019. So how were you able to test these vaccines back then when we found out about this virus in December of 2019?
Seems like a pretty, and no one's asked that question before.
This is, first I'm hearing of it.
Isn't that so? He's talking about the data that he's from Romania, I think. So the data that the contract that a big pharma company has with a government, which gives them protection from anything bad that happens, right? So you can't sue the big pharma. They have all these protections. So I guess he's talking about the data that they've submitted to their country to allow them to distribute their vaccines. He's saying that you said you tested it in 2017, 2018, 2019, but we didn't know about the COVID-19 until 2019. How could you possibly have done that? They don't answer, but here we go.
Second question, the contracts. You mentioned here that there are some secrets or some confidential information in these contracts that should protect your interests. Now, the question that I address to you, what about the interests of us and the interests of the European citizens? Because this is how some of the pages from the contract between Moderna and the European Commission is showing. So I'm asking you, do you think this is fair to all of us? To talk about these vaccines, to talk about boosters, to talk about medical products, when we don't know the clauses of these contracts. So the direct question to you, Mr. Bancel, is when are you going to fully publish the contracts that you had both with the European Commission and with the member states of the European Union? Another question, the issue of liabilities. You were asked by our colleague here about the liabilities and you avoided to answer this question. So my question to you is, why are you pushing the liabilities on the states and on the people who receive these vaccines and might have, and I say might have, adverse effects, while you get all the profits? Nevertheless, the bivalent boosters, this is the last question.
Yeah, but
you just stated here that these boosters were requested by the US government, who also approved the boosters without trials on humans. So I'm asking you, do you think this is fair? Do you think we can go and ask the European citizens to be vaccinated with some medical products that were not properly tested or not at all tested in humans? Thank you.
Mr. Terhes, next time I'll deduct 40 seconds from your speaking time.
This is an important issue. With all due respect, it's an important issue, and the reason why they are here is to answer questions. Yes. And I see that they are all avoiding answering concrete questions from my colleagues.
Yeah, but it's also respectful for your colleagues.
They have to be.
I know this is about people dying, but let's have decorum. That's the most important. So like a typical shit lib, all they care about is fucking niceties. All they care about is being cordial. You're not being cordial while we talk about Big Pharma raping us.
It's not respectful. You gave me something you tested on mice. God, remember the argument? Hey, you did all these drugs. Why don't you try the vaccine? You know, I was a lot more careful with the drugs I did.
Yeah. So that's awesome. That guy's name is Christian Terhes, and he's a member of the European Parliament from Romania. And why aren't there more people doing this stuff? Why is it just one guy? Why aren't there a million videos like this from a million different parliaments going around, people doing this to...
A lot of Romanians, by the way, are a lot smarter than probably a lot of the people on that. Yeah. I have a buddy from Romania. They're all like 5 language speaker, computer people, and, you know.
Jackson, what do you have to say about this?
I love how many problems the Balkans are creating for the EU right now, all across, energy deliberations and this now too. But that document that showed the what was that? That was the
contract. That was the contract that Big Pharma.
That's the only document I've ever seen that's more redacted than the Trump search warrant on his Mar-a-Lago.
I was going to say, is there nuclear secrets in the contract?
It was crazy.
Is that? I mean, the Pentagon Papers are less redacted.
Why would that need to be redacted? The contract?
Because they would say, "Oh, well, this is proprietary information. We have to
put the formula in the contract." This is a legal thing,
right? Why isn't this all 100% transparent?
Please, you're out of time. Be respectful. Your 40 seconds are up, Jimmy. Please stop.
I wish we could see that more. And of course, the answer to my question is why don't we see this more is because Big Pharma has bought all the politicians. They have a lot of $100 billion buys out anything you want.
That and also, even well-meaning people like yourself, when you call this out, you get everyone, not just liberals. You get these people who call themselves leftists who just scream at you all day that you're a fascist and that you're a fascist, proto-fascist, whatever. They will just completely villainize you for asking very valid questions about this.
Because you're not looking at the big picture, Jackson, which is something with Trump. It's not the immediate thing about your health. That's a minor concern. What if people find out about this redacted thing and then they're like, I don't trust You're supposed to put everything for the good of whatever their ultimate undefined goal is and forget about any individual problem you got.
I just wish WikiLeaks was operational right now.
So you are ruled by corporations, and if you think that Klaus Schwab was fucking around when he said you'll own nothing and be happy, you have another thing coming.
Wait, everything sounds like Judge Smales now to me. There's the you'll get nothing and like it, and then there's the like Madeleine Albright with the Iraqi kid. Like, yeah, I sent boys your age to the gas chamber. Didn't want to do it. Felt I owed it to him. That's what they all say.
Jesus Christ. At some point, comedians will find their balls again. At some point, comedians will find their balls again.
Half of them have to learn how to read first.
What's that? They have to learn how to read?
Half of them have to learn. Yeah. Most of them don't read.
I've never... This makes me... I used to be so proud to be part of the comedy community. I still am. But what an embarrassment. People who call themselves comedians that just repeat Big Pharma propaganda uncritically, and they've been doing it for 2.5 fucking years.
Do you want to work in this industry? Brought to you by Pfizer?
That's right. That's exactly right. How those people could have any fucking sense of dignity or self-respect?
Well, it's based on looking down their nose at people that they haven't researched that they feel they're better than. It's like a real cheap high school. I mean, you've been watching it for years.
Jesus. Hey, come catch one of our live stand-up shows. We'll be in Spokane, Tacoma, Virginia Beach, Richmond, Arlington, San Jose, Miami, West Palm Beach. Go to jimmydorecomedy.com for a link for all the tickets and become a premium member while you're there.